For those of you preparing for your in-firm interviews, it's important to understand the difference between day one interviews and day two interviews. The first and obvious thing is that on day two, the interviews tend to be a little bit shorter than they are on day one. On day one, for example, you might have 90-minute to 2-hour interviews. Day two tends to be a little bit shorter, so more like 60 to 90 minutes at most. The second key difference between day one and day two interviews is that if a firm really likes you on day two, they may simply say, "What would you like to know about us? We already know everything we need to know to make a decision about you." Once the onus or responsibility is placed on you to lead the conversation through the entire 1 hour to 90-minute interview, you've got to have enough questions in your bank to be able to start carrying that conversation. The first thing you do, and there are 4 objectives when you're carrying the interview on day two. The first is to ask questions that will help you differentiate this firm from the others you're interviewing with. So ask questions about firm culture. Ask about what makes the firm different. Ask about what the lived experience is like for your interviewers at the firm and what they most enjoy about coming to work. The second thing that you can ask about is the different practice areas that are available at the firm, and in particular, the practice areas that your interviewers are in. What drew those interviewers to those practice areas? In what ways are the practice areas growing or changing? In what ways are the client expectations evolving? And in what ways do the interviewers anticipate there continuing to be growth in those practice areas? So ask questions that you are genuinely interested in the answer to, but also ask questions that are relevant to helping you make an informed decision about which firm to go to. Number 3, the types of questions you ask are actually opportunities to pitch yourself and to demonstrate your brand. So if you're somebody who asks about business development activities, the opportunity to meet with clients or attend client dinners, you're demonstrating that you're somebody who not only cares about doing great work at the firm, but also building healthy relationships with clients. If you ask a question, for example, about mentorship and how to be a good mentee, then you're clearly interested in professional development, growth, and being a good mentee, which means you're as invested in the process of growth as you expect others to be. The fourth thing that you can do when you're asking questions is to really establish a good relationship between you and the interviewers, particularly if they are potentially your future colleagues. So for every 1 minute you talk, allow your interviewers to talk for 2. And if you can maintain that ratio of 1/3 to 2/3 of the speaking time, 1/3 for you, 2/3 for them, you'll come across as thoughtful. So follow this advice. You'll manage to get through your day two interviews, even if you have to lead the conversation the entire time, with ease, happiness, and satisfaction. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.